I'd always looked for a place where my faith and my professional work would go together. There's a matter of righteousness, but also being the best at what you do, being excellent, delivering at the highest quality you can deliver. My name is Joe Abass Bangura. I am Chief Executive Officer, Call to Business, Sierra Leone. We describe ourselves as a growing community of business people who believe that God has called us into business, not simply to work, but to create resources, influence our spheres of authority, see people come to faith and being discipled in the context of their everyday working life. So it embodies everything we do in Sierra Leone, whether it's in the business, it's in the charity foundations we run, whether it's True Life by Design, a show we run on television, and Moments with Joe on radio, which goes all over the country. There's an underlying focus on sending a message of transformation. About 6.5 years ago, met with a call to business. It didn't make sense to a lot of friends because I had a plush job at a mobile phone company, Africell, as a regional operations director. To even them, it didn't make sense because nobody knew about a call to business. But it was a call, actually, in my life. I resonated with it because I'd always been looking for a place where my faith and practicing my profession as an accountant or as a businessman would all work together so neatly. We have a culture in Sierra Leone which is such where maybe you say anything goes, and ethics are very low. Corruption is the order of the day at every levels. And when I say this, it's not just talking about those who are in roles of leadership. This is something that cuts to the core of the culture of our nation. Whatever is the reason of this, I don't know. But how do you challenge the culture where people think, well, everybody does it? So to every once in a while to challenge those things, whether it's in some equipment that we had imported into the country and somebody told me that you could do an adjustment to the invoice and so that the invoice value is reduced and whatever savings you make you do a split with whoever helped you to do this. We came back to our guys and the managers gave me this feedback and I said we would pay the exact bill of what is required. It was quite a lot of money, but we had to pay because it was the right thing to do. And so the message to our own staff, it's not everybody who does it, and can we do things differently? What determines how we react to the issues of the day? What do we refer to when we are about at the point where we have to make decisions that involves ethical issues? What is our reference point for those decisions? When the scriptures becomes your reference point, where the values draw directly from the Bible, so on a daily basis, whether in terms of how you treat transactions, the way you treat your staff, you would always say, it is always something nudging your mind to say, it has to be done this way. It's just being able to all the time, be able to sit back before you act and run it through your values. I think ultimately, that's the vision that we have as a call to business. That what we teach transforms lives as individuals, transforms our communities, and ultimately the nation. Change starts with us. If we change and we do it long enough, it's inevitable that's going to affect a lot of other people around us in our community. And as much more pick it up, it's inevitable that nations are changed and nations are transformed and affected. There's so much hopelessness in the world. There's so much confusion in the world. But in Christ, what it does, because it's so high a standard, the world can never equal that standard. So when that's what you rise up to every day, the standard of hope, the standard of righteousness, when that is what you rise up to every day, it's different. I work in Sierra Leone, even in the midst of garbage and all of those things, I see differently. I could see a Sierra Leone that is different from what any other Sierra Leonean could see because of Christ, because, the way I look at things are just different. Again, back to reference points. My reference points are completely different.